It is well known that Margaret Hamilton, who played the Wicked Witch of the West, suffered first and second-degree burns while performing her own stunt on the Munchkinland set. But this isn't the most serious injury sustained during production.
Margaret Hamilton returned from her injuries suffered on the Munchkinland set. She was almost immediately presented with another stunt that involved fire and smoke.
The very first thing they wanted her to do was get on a broomstick filled with gasoline and be suspended on wires while it shot fire out of the back of it. They handed her the flame-proof suit, and she said, "What is this for?"
There was some back and forth there where they said something about her costume would be have asbestos, and she said, well, if it's a perfectly safe stunt, why is my costume fire treated to be fireproof, right? And they said, well, it was just in case, right? And she says, I have a little boy at home and I can't risk any more accidents. And she said, you make up my double and no one will know the difference.
So it was delegated to her stunt double, Betty Danko.
And then Margaret Hamilton left for the day. When she got home, she received the call that Betty Danko was in the hospital. This is one of the things that doesn't get talked about and is one of the worst accidents that actually took place on the set of The Wizard of Oz, and it happened to Betty Danko.
What this involved was the scene where the witch is skywriting over Emerald City, and to get some close-up shots, they had this broomstick that was lifted by wires about 10 feet off the stage floor. And the effect was to have Betty Danko press a button that would emit smoke to bring about the skywriting effect. Well, they didn't get very far, and the darn contraption exploded and sent Betty Danko flying.
The broom had exploded between her legs, which burned both of her legs very badly. She sustained internal damage. She had a full hysterectomy after this accident, and she had those scars for the rest of her life.
Her career had to end with stunts because she got mauled by a mountain lion in another film later.
Gosh, I remember this.
And then she got hit by a car while waiting for a bus, and that ended everything for her.